Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of BTD6. Let's continue with the tower guides and tutorials. Primary monkeys, now Tack shooter. So have deactivated monkey knowledge. Let's jump into the sandbox. Here monkey meadow. And let's take a look at this tower. That is, again, is going to be a tower that is pretty cheap. The description says shoots a short-range volley of sharp tacks in 8 directions. You can clearly see by the description and also by just trying to place the tower that the range is pretty small, and each one of the tacks is gonna fly in a straight line out of the little holes that you can see of the tower. So unfortunately, the only bad thing about this tower is, well, of course, the fact that you can see these tacks right here in the bottom side, because there are no balloons right there, they're being wasted. Now look at these 3 tacks. They always run in a straight line, so that what's important for this tower is trying to place it where you have a turn, or you have something that the tack shooter is going to be able to attack multiple paths at the same time, because in that way you can exploit the darts not turning in the air. So for example, this spot right here is terrible for a tack shooter, for a simple reason that you're wasting a 5 out of the 8 tacks from the tower. So it's always better to place it in a corner like this, or even like in a 90 degrees angle turns, like this one as well. It's not bad. Or even this one. This one is the best one because you have 3 like a U-turn, and so you can target 3 parts at the same time. Other basic stats, attack speed is pretty slow, so yeah, not definitely not very high attack speed. Then range, as you can see, small. Damage is 1 layer, and the pierce is 1, so each tack can pop 2 different balloons, and that's pretty much it. Now as it is for special abilities of this tower, so combo detection and lead popping power, this tower does not have an upgrade to detect camo. Not even the fifth tower upgrades can detect and pop camo with the basic attack, but you can pop camos with the meteor of the Inferno Ring. So that's the only thing that can target camos and can pop them. So for example, here if I spawn a green balloon, you can see the meteor coming out of the tack shooter and it's gonna pop it. Now unfortunately, if I spawn, I don't know, like 1, 2 and 3 rainbows, sorry, camo rainbows, so you have to wait until the meteor recharges, and then it's gonna pop the other balloon. So you can already tell that when there are gonna be a ton of camos, you cannot really rely on the meteor to pop them. So that means that for a tack shooter, you're always gonna need a village giving it camo detection, because otherwise you can't pop camos, also with the basic attacks. So yeah, camo detection is one big huge weakness of this tower, other than of course the small range and the limited utility that you can have on some more advanced maps if you don't have like a good spot to place it. Then regarding lead popping power, there is an upgrade that can make you pop LEDs immediately. That is gonna be hot shots, so the 3rd upgrade in the top 3. So it's gonna increase the damage of each tack by 1, so you're gonna be able to start doing 2 layers of damage. And also you can pop LED balloons, so you can have LED popping power pretty simple just by getting the 3rd upgrade. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So you can pop the LED layer in that way, and or you can have also LED popping power with the 5th tower upgrade. So until the 4th upgrade in the middle path, you cannot pop LED balloons, as you can see here. When you get the 5th upgrade, you can. So it's pretty like a thing that happens for a lot of other towers, like the 5th tower upgrade always unlocks like LED popping power or something similar. And for the bottom path, it's the same. So You have you don't have that popping power up to the 4th upgrade, then with the 5th one you have it. Alright, so that's it. That's it. Now the overall cost of each of the trees is pretty like low. So even the 3rd upgrades, you can see all beneath the 1k cash. Then for the 4th upgrade, just the first path being a little more expensive, 4.5k. The middle path and bottom path are gonna be 2.5 and 2.7 respectively, so still pretty cheap for a 4th upgrade. And then the 5th upgrades are also pretty cheap. So the bottom tree 20k, the middle tree 15k. So the cheapest 5th upgrade in the whole game, this one right here, 15k. And then the Inferno Ring is gonna be a little more expensive, so 50k. This is definitely a lot more expensive compared to the other two. And so looking here at the utility and overall like what you gain with each tree. So the bottom tree is pretty simple because you unlock more and more tacks. So from 8 you unlock 10, then 12, then 16, then you unlock a tack speed with the 4th upgrade, and then with the 5th upgrade you unlock range, you unlock even more attack speed, and you unlock more tacks. So I think it's 24 per volley, something like that. In the middle path you unlock more range, then you unlock piercing, and the blades are thicker, so you can most likely you're not gonna miss the balloons. And then the last 2 upgrades in the middle path, as always, you have activated abilities. The Maelstrom and the Super Maelstrom. Of course, the Maelstrom being normal, pretty much like in BTD 5. So you have one set of tacks flying around. So it's pretty important when you use it to try to activate it when the balloons that you want to pop are closest to the tower, because that way the tacks are closer, and so most likely you're not gonna miss. And then with the 5th upgrade you gain damage, and you gain 4 times the activated, so 4 times the number of tacks when you use the ability. So look at this now. So it's like an insane amount of tacks going out, and it also lasts longer. And then instead with the top path is gonna be a little mixed. So you unlock first attack speed with the first 2 upgrades. Then you unlock damage and lot popping power. Then you unlock this thing that is going to increase the amount of tacks that you have. You're going to have 20 tacks with this upgrade. And therefore, and you're going to be doing more constant damage to the balloons. And with the Inferno Ring, the damage becomes constant, 100%, and the damage goes higher. And you unlock also the meter, as I showed you earlier on, that can pop Kama balloons and mobs, and I think it can deal up to 700 damage to a mob. So if you just place it right here, for example, and you spawn a mob, you should do 200. Sorry, so it deals 200 against mob class balloons. Let's check out BFBs here. Yeah, BFBs is 700, or no. No, wait a second. So I'm gonna reset the count here. BFB, yeah, 700. Yeah, that's what I thought. And it can pop up to 1 mob in each for each meter. And to my gods, I think it deals also 700 damage. You can see here 700 until it pops the external layer. And instead to the BAD is gonna do 700 as well. Yeah, so it's 700 cap, so maximum damage possible. And 2 mobs, because the mobs have 200 HP, they're gonna pop 200, so that's why it deals that less damage to the mob. And now cost and efficiency. So normally, in my opinion, the most effective one is the Maelstrom. Pretty simply because of the fact that you have the activated ability that has a pretty short cooldown. that can be critical in rounds like round 63 or 76 or 78, when you need a burst of damage just for the ceramic rush, and then you can deal with the rest of the Bloons with the other towers. So definitely the most useful is the Maelstrom. But in terms of utility, I think overall the Tack Zone is a lot better, because of the fact that, well, first of all, you get more tacks going on, then you get attack speed, and then with the 5th upgrade you get lead popping power, you get more attack speed, more tacks, but you also gain a lot of range. So look at this very nice range. So you start to do damage in a huge area, so not just the corner, but definitely a wider area. And then you can buff it even more by getting attack speed. So I don't recommend getting more range, but getting more attack speed, so it attacks even faster. And I think this is pretty nice because, well, first of all, the Tack Zone is not that expensive. You can see 20k in medium. All the other upgrades are not that expensive, 2.5 only the 4th upgrade, so you can achieve it pretty early in the early stages of the game. And you can even buff it more with a primary training village. You can buff it with an alchemist, and so you can make it a lot stronger. And if you have enough popping map class bloom popping power, you can definitely use the Tack Zone even past around 80, so against super SRAMs, to shred the ceramics. So I think in terms of cost and efficiency, the Tack Zone is the #1 upgrade. Then you have the Maelstrom or the Super Maelstrom, again pretty cheap 5th upgrade. So depending on the situations, you may want to upgrade the Maelstrom to the Super Maelstrom. And then you can get the first 3 when you need lead popping power. If you need to pop lead Bloons with the tacks, getting the 5th upgrade in the bottom or in the middle tree may be too long, and so getting hot shots is just the best way to go, the faster way to go. And then Inferno Ring can be pretty nice if you are if you go with a specific strategy that's going to allow you to do enough damage with it. So getting a primary training village, buffing it with an alchemist, and getting other towers to like slow down mobs, and so forth. So with this upgrade, you can see that the range does not change, only it gets slightly bigger with the 5th upgrade. And now when you get it, which of the other 2 upgrades is better to get? Now I wanted to do this because I already made a video in the past commenting about this, but maybe you haven't watched it, so I'm gonna say it again. So I'm gonna spawn here 100 mobs, you can see the count, and I'm gonna close and I'm gonna count the total pops of this Tack Shooter. So this is just a 500 Tack Shooter, okay, without the other 2 upgrades, and you can see 60.7k of pops. All right. Now if I sell it, well, actually, yeah, whatever, and I get the 520 upgrade, so I'm gonna get and unlock the range. So the range is gonna become larger, right? That's the only thing that changes. And I spawn again 100 mobs. You can clearly see that the flames are covering a wider portion of the map. And look here at the pops, slightly more, so 60.6k, so 400 more, pretty much in terms of poppage. Instead, if I go here with the 502 upgrade, so I'm getting here more tacks, okay. And now the one thing that you can notice is the fact that even if you get more tacks, the graphics of the tower are not going to change. And also, if you look here closely at the amount of fire of flames that are coming out of the Tack Shooter, is exactly the same. So it's not like that I'm gaining 4 extra fires right here. The amount of fires is the same, but what changes is the fact that for the game it's considered as if this tower is having 8 more tacks. So you can clearly see now the increased damage, so 16.6 61.5k pops. So definitely of the two ways that you can go, the 502 upgrade is always the best one because you get more pops pretty simply. And then instead with the middle path, I didn't say it, but normally when you get the activated ability, you want to have the tower for the ability and not for his basic attack damage. Now you can go with attack speed or more attacks depending on the situation, but normally I would just recommend going here with more attacks instead. So the activated ability will stay the same, so you're not gonna have more attacks if you unlock these bottom three, but the basic attacks of the tower, so in this case here, if I spawn here ceramics, this you're gonna have 4 more blades coming out of the tack shooter. So until the ability recharges or so on, you're doing more damage to the balloons. That's the only reason why I think getting the 052 upgrade is better, but normally you're gonna just leave it without any upgrade, so like 040 just like this, or 050, because it doesn't really change a lot. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and see ya. Bye bye.